All right, so I actually got this a few days early, so I'm gonna get started on it. Don't know how much I'm gonna get done. The sun is, well, it's going down. So I'm gonna try to get this side done. Oh, shit. Yes, the baby taker. I got this side done already. I needed the practice before I could show y'all. And honestly, unless you just wanted to see a bunch of cussing and trial and error. But I did watch Super Dwarf's video, and he could not figure out how to get this unplugged right here. And what I figured out is I have a long, skinny screwdriver, and I had to stick it in the back of where you push it down. Total pain in the ass. So I don't blame him for just cutting a hole in it. But it's doable. Don't make the mistake I made. It says 80 inch-pounds to tighten the mirror down to right here, and you'll see in a minute. And I did like 45 or 50 foot-pounds of torque because I thought it said 80 foot-pounds. Oh, piss bottle. It's not my piss jug, though. Where's my piss jug? My piss jug. Oh, there we go. Piss jug. So, I usually put stickers on them so I remember that it's not water. And where'd I put my impact wrench? Because I'm not raw dogging this by hand the whole time. Nope, wrong fucking way. Like it's supposed to be there anyways. I don't think that came factory with the truck. Just gonna get the boring part out of the way. This could make things a little less boring though. How do I get that off? It's just plugged in. It's not actually mounted. Good. It's kind of like the old OBS Fords. Except for the handle hasn't fallen off of this one yet. This is a great example of what I'm talking about with this back here, but I'm not going to be able to show you over there as well. Super Dwarf was pushing this down and trying to pull it, I believe. But if you go from the back side here, it comes out easier. For whatever reason. Don't know why, but I also think it's something to do with the elasticity of this right here when you push that down versus if you go from the top and you use the screwdriver to push it down like this, it seems to work better. But once I figured out that little move, it took me about 30 seconds to get it. So these little bolts come right out. Super easy. And you notice how easy, like I'm turning this like a screwdriver, and they just come off so gently. They don't take 80 foot-pounds. I really screwed up the other side, and I'll show you later in the video what I did. But I essentially squished the door. And there's no unsquishing the door once you squish the door. But when I put the panel back on, it's really not noticeable. And I'll be most likely replacing that door anyways. So this pushes through. And honestly, I am going to resell these on eBay because there's nothing wrong with them. They're just outdated, ugly old mirrors, but some people don't care to upgrade, and I can get some of my money back. All right. All right. All right, that should be good enough. Kind of, sort of. All right. Peel one side off first. It's not one side. That's both sides. All right, good enough. Maybe not good enough, but it's gonna be good enough. All right. This is where you, sir, push the mirror in just a little bit. I got a little carried away on the last one. I went way too far. So this is where I got carried away, because apparently you can keep going around and around and around until you start crushing your door. We don't want to do that today. So I'm just gonna get this. So that's like 8 foot-pounds of torque. Just a little bit tighter, but I already see it squeezing that just a little bit. And honestly, I feel like these damn mirrors are gonna fall off, but it's about 10 foot-pounds. See how you tighten one and then the next one's loose. So that's what's frustrating about this. Mine are sticking out like that freaking far. So whatever your old lady says is too far, I went like a few steps further. We were out to like there. On the other ones, I squished the door. So I'm gonna just make sure it's all tight. Good to go. It's not OCD if you don't let it like control everything, right? It's not schizophrenia if you like the voices too, right? Okay. But I mean, if they're cool, why is it a problem? Like, are you happy? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, so why do you need pills? Well, it makes the other people uncomfortable around me. It's like, so fucking what? Yeah, so yeah, he's a goblin. So, I mean, we got grown people running around wearing fucking dog costumes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So you could say you're a dog, and I'll go, okay, that's cool. But I'm not gonna say sit, good boy. I mean, I might, but you know, you're not gonna make me fit into that. I'm not gonna share your delusion. I'll be like, okay, it's your choice as an American if you want to pretend you're a dog. This part was really hard on the other side, and this side just clicked in. The other side, I had to like chisel away at it. There must have been like a slight difference in the plastic to plastic meshing. So, all right, so this is where the holy crap part starts. Oh my God, what in the... Yeah, we're gonna have to go to like an audio expert. Or I'm just gonna gut everything and reroute everything, which I don't know if I have that much confidence in myself yet. You see those tiny little wires they use for those speakers? That ain't right. This is where things get interesting. Real interesting. So, there's like a clip on each corner of this. See, this is why I was saying like all the handsy stuff. I'm not real good at showing you guys right now, but there's a clip, and then there's a clip on the back side. I've noticed in most of these tutorials, they don't really show this part until it's time to put the wire through, because I think most of these people are having a goddamn fit the entire time. See, now the hard part is about to happen, and that's getting this bottom one unplugged. I feel for you, bud. Super Dwarf, if you're watching this, I feel for you. But I went like this, and it seemed to work in my favor some. And the other thing, at least on the other side, is I had some reach I could get out of these wires. They're kind of tangled up back here in some insulation, but they do come out. See, that makes things a little easier. They could have, my God, made this a little bit easier. See? Got that part loose. I think that's the top one. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's the bottom. I don't know. Oh, nope, that's the top. But instead of, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit, try not to stab my eyeball out with a screwdriver. Instead of trying to push this tab back here, going from the inside, and I'm trying to work each side a little bit, try not to stab a hole through my wires. It's not an easy thing, it really isn't. Especially if you got big hands. I'm not going to let this side win. This is the same crap I went through on the other side the second time around. So I'm now creating a little bit of a hole. And now the plug's coming out. So if you see, I'll zoom in. I got a little bit of a hole in the bottom there. Of course, it doesn't want to stay put, but a little bit of a hole right there. You can pry out. Now, it's going to come loose. it's a leverage game. You got to play with this, but there is no leverage in these tight door jambs to grab anything. And I'm sure there's a tool, and a pick would probably be the preferred method. So we'll stuff those out of the way. This bottom one is definitely glued. Oh, this one's been off before. Okay. Did I go from the inside before? Yes. Yes, I did. All right. This is some tough rubber. If it sucks your finger in there, you're going to be howling like a dog. All right, so this is the really sucky part that we got past. I didn't break, but two of the clips on this one, so yeah, definitely broke some clips. So what I was trying to show you is there's a little teeny hole back here. If you can get this screwdriver, like a real thin one, under there and pry while pushing down on this, it'll push the plug out. That's the only way I could do it. After fighting, the other side took me about twice as long, but you know, having done this, it definitely makes it easier. So this one I broke yesterday on the other side, so let's try not to broke it again. All right. There we go. All right, so what I used was a chopstick and this piece of wire, which I figure a stiff piece of wire is probably the best way to go. So I took the chopstick like so, ran through here until it pokes out the other side like that. Gives you kind of a pathway for this wire to run, or I might just be making it harder on myself, but it worked yesterday, so. This is going a lot faster than the other side, but I also like to take my time. This has been just totally awesome on this side. So I just used a chopstick, and then I pull this wire through, and then I'm going to hook the wires up to this and then pinch it and pull it back through. All right, so you're going to take about 2.5 feet, and we're just going to wrap it, and just like the factory harness. So you can't get away with having piss bottles in a car, dude. I mean, unless you're short, but if you have a truck, I mean, you can't just be standing towering over your car trying to take a leak. You kind of stand out, but with a truck, you know, you can close these suicide doors on your backside and just look like you're trying to text somebody. And if somebody really wants to see it, then they got a problem. So, and they can't prove you're doing it. It's not indecent if nobody sees it. Damn, that's some strong tape. All right, so we're just gonna grip. Make sure it's adhesived. Tie this on there like so. Okay. So now you got your knot tied to your little copper wire there. And you're just gonna not do what I just did. So you wanna probably loop it like that so it doesn't hook into itself. Who? Okay, got it pulled through. All right, so back to the drawing board. That was the bank calling, telling me to, that money we misplaced. Yeah, we misplaced it. I was like, yeah, but they fixed it, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, at least that's that, huh?
Yeah. All right, so once again, don't want to chafe up things too much. And this isn't too bad. It really isn't. Like, once you've done it one door, it goes real smooth after. And then you just slowly feed it down until it comes down to about right here. So, all right. So you see the electrical tape going through now. Protects it from chafing the door. So it, all right, yeah, we got a little bit tight. All right, so pull some back. Okay, now we're good. All right, good. So we get this plugged in right here, and it's done. So now I gotta close the door back up once I put this back together. I was so angry the first day doing this though. I had not been so frustrated with something. I have rebuilt entire engines without that much frustration. I'd compare it to working on that Bronco though. All right, so you're gonna take your wires from your passenger side, and then the orange one is your daytime running lights. Believe me, I'm OCD. I checked like 4 times. So what I'm going to do, because you can run the running lights off of one circuit, I'm going to end up splicing them up here, so I only have one wire going out of the cab. It just seems to clean things up and make sense. I'm also not going to leave this raw dogged. I'm going to end up putting a wire loom, much like this little dude right here, so it looks factory stock. I don't like seeing loose wires hanging around. So with that said, I got to get my length under here. And, oh, shoot. And figure out where this is going to run. So I'm going to end up running it behind the shifter pedestal there. Then it's going to come up into here. So right about there is where I'm going to want my splice. And I got to slow down because I'm going to end up cutting the wrong wire. So I want to cut this one. I'm going to leave it a little long just for room for error. Orange is daytime running light, right? All right, so got all that extra. Just gonna set it aside, and that wasn't so bad. All right, so we're gonna these wires. That's one more reason I want to use wire loom. Is these wires are very thin, which means they're very fragile. So they made wire loom for a reason. They also made sharp clines for a reason, but I don't have those today. But, you know how to put wire loom on. You just slide it over and crunch it on. So, they gave me 3 butt connectors. Yeah, I said butt.
He touched the butt.
I'll get this wire in here. And as easy as this is supposed to be, I screw this up a lot. And I really don't like it when I'm working with kit items and I don't have the right wire smushers. But if you're careful, you should be fine. So I didn't get a good crimp on that. I know I didn't. And I don't like using these blades, but they're pretty dull, so I'll just go easy with it. And that should be it. I'm going to squish that down a little more. All right, so it's good and tight. I'm going to use my heat shrink. Not my heat shrink, my heat gun to shrink this because, I feel like it's a good idea. I got to remember not to cut this one. I got to leave this one alone until we get to the very end. And I like to get ahead of myself, so I need to join them right about there. Right around there. So this little thing right here, make sure I'm doing the right ones, needs to sit down in here. Hopefully you can see me. Yeah, so right about here. And then all you're going to do is this thing, if you look, it has a metal bite that will cut into it. And it's pretty cool. So I hope it works that way at least. It looks like it does. If not, we will be taking it apart and doing things the hard way. But it looks like it does. So I'm going to get you zoomed in some so you can see it in action. Gonna need some pliers. And there we go. And that's how you splice in. I wish I knew these things existed prior to this, because I'd be using the shit out of them. But I will be from now on. And then this simply should plug, right in just like this. Like so. Got good contact. I'm going to have an extra fuse. I mean, so what? So, all right. So now we're going to run the blue and the orange together through the firewall. Much like when I installed this, I used wire loom, but I ended up, I think, on either side of the grommet, I just butted it up to either side. I don't think I pulled it all the way through. And you got to go up under the firewall. So let's see where we're at there. So we got to go through that grommet right there where that white ring is. All right, so I turned the flash on so you guys can see. So I did run, see that black wire loom right there is the actual, for the fuel pump I installed. So I'm gonna do the same thing, I think, and go through there. Now, there may be another entry point. Let me look under. Doesn't appear there is. So I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing where I just run it through and butt it up on either side. And it's not the end of the world. I don't know how many more things I'm gonna be able to cram through there, but you know, we'll find out. Alrighty. So what I did is that black wire loom right there, if you can see it with the light, it's that black wire loom with the zip tie on it. You can see that I have run a chopstick or a skewer inside of that wire loom because there's plenty of room for these to run. And that's actually the wire loom that I ran for my fast fuel system, so it'll all be tied together neatly, not taking up any extra room. So, got that going for us. They say to hook it up where your bulbs are, which is cool because it narrows things down for you, but there is a way to do this under the hood and under the dashboard of the truck. And I've got a aviation mechanic friend that I'm guaranteeing would know immediately, and I just haven't asked him, so. But it may come to it if I ever get annoyed with it. It's not the end of the world. It's not a really difficult job. The only thing I don't want to do is tap into these and then go back to being under the hood again. So, but he would actually be able to go back to the pins on the ECM and tap right in. He's really good at that stuff. So, but I'm impatient today, so I'm just going to hook it up. But if I ever do get around to doing that, I will give you guys the formula on how to do it. So I got to find out where the thingy-majigger's coming through the firewall, and it's coming through right here. And there's my chopstick somewhere. Yep, I feel it. So now I'm just going to pull it through like so. There's my wires. So isn't that clean and nice, huh? So that way I will just have a uninterrupted set of wire loom to work with. I don't like raw dogging wires. I'm not big into that. It's just not something I like to do. I feel like it leaves them very vulnerable. And just doesn't seem like the right way to do things. All right, so I'm just gonna keep pulling it through. So now we've only got one orange to hook up to the headlights. Cleans up under the hood an extra wire that doesn't have to be there. Knocking things out my truck. And if you feel any weird scraping or resistance, it's good to slow down and check to make sure you're not binding up on something you shouldn't be. And then go back and check, make sure you're not already tight or wrapped around something you shouldn't be. All right, so we're starting to get to the end here. So this is where you want to make sure you're not wrapped around stuff. It's better to check. So it's nice and hidden. I screwed up, but I can fix it. I was supposed to go behind the shift pedestal, but I feel like I can still, yeah, I can get it back there. But that's the kind of stuff, like, don't get ahead of yourself and then make these mistakes. It's not fun to go back and fix them, especially when you crimp these on once and they crimp on only once. And then you got to go search for something that may be a custom-made pigtail such as that. Now, it probably is a very common piece, but me not knowing, I'd rather just play it smart. Oh, shit, what did I do? Oh, no. So I'm supposed to have two blues. See, this is where slowing down and paying attention comes in handy. But this is going to be a lot easier to correct. And the reason I say that is because I can tape this off. This is a worst case scenario thing, so y'all at least get to see how to fix this. I get to tape this off to the wire that I've already run through. And that way at least I'll know it's a passenger side wire after I untangle the mess of wires. It's been a Monday kind of week, but today's been all right. Just felt like one of those days that, you know, it's not getting getting to you too bad. It's just keep going and everything will be all right. All right, so now, because of my infinite wisdom, I get to do something the hard way, but at least I'm making it the best case of worst case. So we're gonna pull these back through a little bit. Just a little bit, all right? So now we're gonna take our electrical tape that was trying to run away from us earlier. And yeah, we're gonna tape it. So the biggest thing I've seen from a lot of these installers on YouTube is they don't want to show you the frustrating nitty-gritty stuff. They say, hey, you know, we're going to tell you how to get from A, B, and C, but they're not going to tell you that little bit in between that a lot of times you have to figure out on your own. So I'm going to zoom in some. My goal is not to make the perfect video. It is, in these situations, to make the perfect worst case scenario. Because I've had to learn everything self-taught. YouTube has helped me a lot. And I always have that one complaint, though, because there's those little unanswered things like this. Little unanswered things like this, though. So this is one of those, well, I screwed up. What do I do now? And hopefully, if I can get this tape to act right, you'll see how to fix it. And I hope it'll pull through the wire loom. But it should just fine. Once I get past the stupid part, it should go well. I hear my workers pulling up in the van, so I'm going to probably have to cut off for a minute because Chris is so camera shy. He gets all pink in the face and then cries about it for 4 hours afterwards. Oh, look, so here's my worst case scenario coming back through. Ta-da. So, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Now I'm stuck on the brake pedal. That's what I was feeling. So any type of resistance you feel, especially on these skinny little wires, slow down and figure it out. If it's trash, yeah. So we're going to untape this so I can pull the other one independently through. So here's our little runt that we left behind. We're going to pull it through. If we feel any weird resistance, we stop. See, now I'm hitting some resistance, and I know I have not pulled it all out. All right. Sean, would you do me a favor? Because this is better as a two-man job. Make sure this thing does not get interrupted, tangled, what have you.
Just make sure the orange doesn't go with it.
Yeah, pretty much. So tell me when it's like the rest of them.
Right out there, I guess.
All right. That orange has some... Does the rest of them have a good amount of belly in them still?
Yeah, they're all behind your...
All right. Make sure they're not caught up on nothing under there. Stick your head under. Make sure they're free moving. I'm going to pull it slow, all right? Something's caught up. I feel it. It's not letting me pull.
So whenever we're back over there again, that's when we're going to do the dirt.
Okay. That works.
Because it's just mud.
That works.
And I confirmed it all with him, gave him his choice.
Yep. So we got to go back there tomorrow and put this couple sections up.
Okay.
Okay. That was the deal.
Sections.
The fence where we got to end it.
So we're going to end it at the stake instead.
Wherever he says we're going to end it, we're going to end it, yeah. Watch your mouth. There's grown men that are mentally children present. All right. Okay, so yeah, so it's caught on this because it's drawn to its very end. And I went a wrong effing way, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. All right, so I got to pull... I'm just going to end up wire looming the shit out of it and then zip tying it later, so it's not like it's really in the way. So it's good for now. I just needed your help on that one because I was getting a little frustrated. So But anyway, now, damn it, Sean, I need you to do me a favor.
Okay.
The blue one coming from the passenger side, I need you to give a little tug on.
All right.
From the passenger side. And I need you to keep your finger on it. All right? Like pull it about an inch out. Okay, so that's passenger side, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pull on one. Tell me if that's the same one, all right?
Nope, that's not the same one.
This one.
That one's, yeah, that one's the one.
Coming from the passenger side.
Yeah.
That one, right?
The one you're pulling on right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna set this over towards the passenger side. Because the problem is, instead of giving me a white one and then a blue one, white could be driver's side, blue could be passenger, they gave me two blue and said they have to go two different directions and me not seeing the origin. So, where's that one you're touching? Right there, passenger side. Good deal. All right, so you understand the frustration hooking them up backwards and cutting them and all that, and then, yeah, so. Oh, you cock smoker. I don't know. It's not my fault. I have no choice. The orange one's for the headlights. So there's nothing I can do about it. Unfortunately. So, all right. So we're going to pull about amount of length here. Oh, that's a good amount. We're pretty close there. So I'm just going to leave it. And then over here, we got more than we ever needed. But I could get fancy and run around, but I don't have enough. No, not enough for that. So this one and this one are going to run together in tandem. So we'll run like this. And I'll pull about that much. Grab me those Kleins real quick out the truck. So just in case I'm wrong. I just cut it right here.
Where are you going?
Oh shit, you weren't supposed to cut with the blue one.
That ain't my fault.
I'm wiring my mirrors up.
Wiring your mirror.
Yeah, I got the orange ones for running lights, and then this is the left turn signal, that's the right turn signal. It's pretty cool.
You got some fancy ones.
Yeah. Like my cold air intake, it's pretty.
Oh, you got a whole new mirror.
Yeah.
Fancy stuff.
Bunch of fancy stuff.
Fancy.
This video is sponsored. No, it's not. I wish it was though.
Sponsored by Fancy.
We're about to go
Sponsored by
unload this
Fancy. Yep. All right, we'll go unload and then
Actually, before we go, where's that? Oh, dingo key.
it only came with one.
Oh, no.
Oh, my old one still works in it?
No.
Oh.
Not
tried.
that dingo.
We tried.
Oh, shit.
But figured give it back to you.
So you don't keep mix matching? Yeah.
Whoever
It
bought
should-
it.
No, I keep
still
them as
be on
trophies, and then if I ever see them again, they don't know who stole them. They're going to be putting a deck together Monday.
All right.
So I thought about maybe, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Because, like, part of me is like, I shouldn't leave it open all weekend. I should, have y'all come out there first thing Monday morning and knock it out with me. Because y'all are literally working like 2 doors down across the street from me.
Honestly, that would probably be the best
So,
idea.
because like y'all's job site's here, mine is here, and it's like a cul-de-sac out there in Howe Farms.
Yeah.
So Monday morning. So tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll do stuff around here. I got to start getting that rock bed ready for Dominion, so we got a clear path there and putting underground lines. It was well built.
Dude, that dingo had trouble breaking that bit.
Is that dingo a lot stronger though?
No.
This
It
one.
may,
He said
but-
this one won't bog out.
Well, it didn't bog out, but I was in the mud though.
Yeah.
But that bucket is nice though.
Yeah.
It holds way more.
Really nice bucket.
I like your buckets.
All right.
All right. All right. Yep. I should be done here real soon. Damn, that's how you break a fucking radiator. Well, it's not leaking, so that's a good thing. It's just 310 millimeters. I've had to do this so many times, it's just down to a small little bit of science, and it's no big deal. It's holding on for dear life with something or another back there. Oh, shit. What did I break? I broke it. So that belonged here, and it's not there anymore. But I got it out, just for you guys. It was never that hard to get out, but at least it's not going to affect how it stays in. These are some cheap-ass Amazon lights anyways. I will never buy them again because although they look nice, the pattern sucks. And I don't mean how they're adjusted. I mean, the pattern is like all over the place. Like it's just very poor lens craftsmanship. And you can tell, I mean, they look all right, but they've got some cheap stuff that was done here and there on it. And it's not bad. I mean, they're good replacement lenses. But eventually I'll probably put some LEDs in with, you know, daytime running lights and all that. You know, it's not the end of the world. This one is finally out. And trying to find, there's some spots that I just don't like on these lights. But maybe it's on the other side that I'm seeing it. Yeah, it's the other side. You see the water getting in, and that could be the gasket going out. That's the old gasket, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But there was some weird casting marks on these. Oh, there it is, along the bottom. And when they're on, it doesn't look very good. So, once again, not bad. They're like $100. I am not going to trash these people. I'm just going to say that there are better options out there. And these are the lenses from Amerilite. And their taillights are excellent. I mean, I have no complaints about anything else I've ever bought from them. I just don't understand like how that's nice and clean. Those are nice lines. And then this looks like someone spilled glue. You can see that. They don't look good. These look nice and clean. These lines that are running through. But these look just poor casting. That's all. Like it had air in it or something when they did it, and it just didn't come out like it should. So now I'm going to start getting these in. So I had to take a little pause because in the instructions, it says that there's going to be a green with a yellow and a black with a yellow, a solid black, and then a tan wire. Well, that's not tan, that's green. And then I watched some other videos and they kept talking about this tan wire. But thanks to Super Dwarf, he answered this question for me. So... And, no, I know I'm not the pioneer on this. There's plenty of, well, a couple of these videos available on YouTube. Some of them don't have every last bit of information that I'm trying to squeeze into this to make it easiest for somebody. Not saying that their videos weren't greatly informative and helpful. So, thanks, Super Dwarf. Appreciate it. Hopefully this truck's not an anomaly. Hopefully the green is the color, so... But we're going to send it. No going back. Did we get a click? We got a click. Okay. So I'm going to test it out real quick. But I can always buy more butt connectors. And, you know, trim it down. It can only be one of two of these wires. So it's not the end of the world. It's definitely not something I'm real comfortable doing when I don't know what I'm doing. But he was there to at least show me that there was a green wire on one of these trucks at one point. So, and there's so much that has been rigged up on this truck and repaired and replaced that I don't know what's what on this truck. That's why I'm trying to just one thing at a time and figure it out. So what I'm going to do now, before I wire up the whole rest of the assembly, I'm going to put this in here like so. And I'm going to see if it works before I crimp it. Then I'll know real quick if we got the right deal going on, you know? Well, a turn signaling. Oh, my God. And it's turn signaling. So it's definitely the green wire. Thank you, Super Dwarf. Super awesome. If you didn't make that video, I'd be taking it to my friend who's the aviation mechanic, and then you wouldn't get to see this little bit of extra stuff here. So now we're going to go hook up the headlight or the marker light, and then we're going to do the other side real quick, and we're done. All right, so now we're going to be hooking up the marker light, which is going to go to this middle one right here. It's the black wire with the yellow tracer. I'm going to zoom you in. So it's the black wire with the yellow stripe in it. So it's the one in the center. Need some better clines. These things are pretty dull. I'm going to clip the end off. I have another pair, but I can't find them. They'll turn up. It's kind of like that One dog on Sunny in Philadelphia. Well, that's my other pair, and that's my good pair, the pair that I actually like to use. And then, no, I'm sorry. That pair is like the perfect dog you had when you were a kid, and then it ran away and never came back. This pair, these crappy old pliers, are like that dog out of Sunny in Philadelphia, Nubbins. The one they keep thinking is dead, and then they bury it and it comes back, and, yeah, these suck. But I've had them forever, and they work, so all the other ones that always just seem to get away, and then I find them when I don't need them, and then when I need them, they're not there. These always show up in some random, like, I just found these in a bucket of trash in my garage, and I didn't throw them away, but that's just their luck, but they just keep coming back. So we're going to just squeeze gently till we hear it click. Click, we're in. Don't know if you heard it, but I heard it. It was a very faint click. So if I'm running my mouth, I'm not going to hear it happen. So let's see if my marker lights are working now. Yep, so marker lights on. Marker lights on. Good deal. All right. So I did something right here at least. Don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I did it. So they're still on with the headlights on. What about high beams? They're still on with the high beams. All right. Green one, turn signal. Black with yellow, marker light. So, okay. Well, so I haven't screwed up too much yet. I gotta grab my other thingamajigger. Oh no. Well, so apparently the 3 that it came with were the only 3 that I had. I thought they would give me the option. So I'm definitely up shit creek right now. Just gonna have to go get another one of these fancy things from wherever, and we shall resume. All right, so I've got a solution because the redundancy of this is just ridiculous. So I'm going to take this off and put a butt connector on there. I'm gonna put these 2, twist them together, put them in one end of the butt connector. Take that, put it in the other end, and then I've got to put a new butt connector on this and mount this under the hood. All right, so I was at the O'Reilly's Auto buying my butt connectors. I got the wire loom I needed, which is not going to be enough, but it's a start. It's 10 feet. So, and if I find something skinnier on Amazon tonight, I'll probably get that. So we're going to go ahead, clean this one up. I hate to do it, but I already did it. So I'm going to cut this back here. And then I'm going to strip it. Once again, worst case scenario. And would you look at that? It's all heat shrinked up. Way cooler than trying to use a torch because, me and torches don't always get along. Let's see if we get this thing to open. Doesn't really want to. Oh, it's because I got it plugged in like a dumbass. Yeah, I'm in my garage. What's up? Yeah, what's up?
I have no headlights and
All right, we're back. I had to go drop my neighbor off. Anyway, so got that back off with no problem. So it worked out. What I had to do over here is I had to put a butt connector here. So I just did the 2 marker lights on one side. Well, I put the right side and the left side together, and I put the hot right there. Crushed it down. I'm going to heat shrink all this. I'm going to tuck it up under here. I'm going to put it in wire loom. It's going to be good to go. All right, so I ran out of energy, time, and brain cells last night, but I got it wired up. And I think I did a pretty darn good job at stuffing it away so no one can really tell it's there. Problem is it's so damn clean, it doesn't match the rest. So I'm going to have to do something about that. But it's tucked up under here, like so. You can barely see it. So it's tucked up under there, zip tied all to death, and then I wire loomed every square inch of it. Just so you guys know, it took 20 feet of, I used 3/8 inch wire loom, and because I'm a slob, I left my box out here so you can actually get to see what I used. So that's what I used. I don't know how much it was like 12 bucks at O'Reilly's Auto Parts, but it really cleaned up the job. And underneath of here, I think I did pretty good at tucking it away. So now, I wish I had known that it only came with 3 of those clip splices. I would have purchased another, but you know, it worked. I used a butt connector. I put 2 wires on one side, 1 on the other for the marker lights, and it worked out great. It's routed up through the firewall, through the fast fuel system wire loom, and I tucked it up under here, and it went really well. So it's a little frustrating. I like the plastic wire loom just for the fact that it's easier to put in, but bird's already crapping on my mirrors. But no, the marker lights are working. And in the next video, we're going to be upgrading all my lights. So stay tuned for that. This one right here, I don't know what's going on, but it works when it wants to. See? All right. But, yep, so the marker lights work, the turn signals work, and I'd say, you know, if you want a modern look and you want some clean mirrors and you don't mind spending the better part of 3 hours or so doing this, and it's not bad, and I'd recommend it. I really would. It's a little pricey. It was like 400 bucks, but maybe 500. I can't really remember, but it was something along those lines. But I'll put the link in the description so you guys can buy the same mirrors if you want. These are the 1.0, and from what I understand is the 1.0s only light up here, and the 2.0s light up a lot brighter, and they fill more of this cavity right here. I also know that, well, I'm pretty sure that you can pop these out and change them if you ever want to, because they sell it as a separate kit as well. Probably easier if you just want the brighter ones to go with the 2.0s. It's like another 100 bucks or something like that. Now they have the ones that fold in on their own. It works on a combination where you tap the mirror adjuster, and it's like twice to the right, twice to the left, and it closes them. And what's also cool about these mirrors is when they're flipped up, they will compensate when you adjust the mirrors. It'll know that they're flipped up, so that when you're adjusting them, it's not, you know, left is left and right is right instead of it being up and down or whatever. So that's a cool addition. So check in the next video. As I said, we're doing all the lights on the next one, and we're gonna have some really cool coupons and stuff for that as well.